Tuf Borland, linebacker, Ohio State University. Dan, do you want to start us off?
Hey, Tough. There was a play where Devontae Smith got matched up with you one on one and scored a touchdown. Just from your vantage point, what happened on that play?
It's through a deep zone. Um, we know one of the issues is protecting, the seams. So it kind of just happened. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, so give him credit. He's a good player. So yeah, I'll work to get it fixed.
Bill, next question, please.
Yes, Tough. How much of an effect do you think it had that you didn't have Tommy or Tyreek for this game? And related to that, you needed to get pressure on Mac Jones, and you guys really weren't able to do that consistently. How big a factor was that in the game, and how disappointing is it you weren't able to do that?
Yeah, Tommy and Tyreek are unbelievable players. They showed that um, 10 days ago, whenever it was, when they played Clemson. Unbelievable players. But at a place like Ohio State, we always preach next man up, and that's what the case was, especially in the COVID environment season. Everyone has to be ready, and yeah, credit Alabama. They have great players. They played really hard. They played well.
Doug, go ahead with your question.
Tough. I know you guys wanted to win a national title, but how would you explain what you guys did accomplish this year? And when you look back on this season, what you'll think of it?
I this season is just so unique. We in August we didn't even have a season, so I think being here is a great accomplishment. Obviously, we're all competitors. We all would love to have won a national championship, and that's why we're here. We're here to compete for a national championship and to ultimately win a national championship. Um, but no one's hanging their heads. We're going to learn from this experience, and I think the guys that come back next year will grow from it and be better from it.
Cameron, next question, please.
Hey, Borland. I'd like to know about the amount of games and the difference in play. You guys played 7 games versus their 12 games. Do you feel that 7 games was enough time for you guys to get in sync in unison for this big game here versus their 12 games, which may have gave them advantages and them being more in sync in unison here tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much that plays a role. Some would say that we would be fresher moving into this game, and that would be an advantage. But the non-conference games do give you a chance to kind of get your feet under you. And obviously, this year we didn't have that. We didn't have that opportunity. We hit the ground running, so we felt that pressure every week to make those 6, 7 games count. And yeah.
Tim May, you have a question?
As you look back on facing this offense, Alabama's, do you think it's almost this is the trend where offense is heading in college football, or was just sort of an aberration of a great bunch of athletes being on the same team at the same time?
Yeah, you got to give Alabama a lot of credit. They have great players, a great scheme, and they executed really well. They played extremely hard, and that's the result that you see. That's why the scoreboard was the way that it was. Um, so yeah, I don't know if there's a trend. Obviously, offenses these days are spread them out, throw it all over the place, extremely explosive. But they're unique. What makes them unique is the caliber of players that they have. So credit to them.
A few more questions for Tuf. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Tuf, you being a guy who played a lot of football here in your Ohio State career, just as you kind of, reflect on it, your 5 years here, just where do you feel like, you leave this program better than when you came in?
I don't know. I mean, there's so much to reflect on. Obviously, my first like remembrance of being in as a freshman was losing in the college football playoff semifinal. Come back here and 5 years later and get a shot to play for the national championship. It was an unbelievable experience. I'm so thankful to be a part of this program. The coaches, the players, everyone's so elite at what they do. Whether it be coaching or playing, but the thing that's gonna stick with me a lifetime is the caliber of people we have here and the relationships I've built. So I'm just so thankful to have been about this last 5 years.
We have time for one more question for Tuf. Bill, please go ahead.
Yeah, Tuf. Obviously, this is a rare collection of talent that Alabama has, but people might watch this game and think there is a sizable gap between Alabama and everyone else, including Ohio State. What would you say to that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the question. It was kind of.
I said, yeah, that's fine. People would watch this game and think there's a different level between Alabama and everybody else in terms of talent, including Ohio State, as good as you guys have been. What would you say to that in terms of how big the gap is between Alabama and everyone else?
No, I mean, Alabama has great players. Give them all the credit. They executed better tonight. But to say that, they're more talented than this Ohio State team, I don't know. I hard disagree with that. Top to bottom, we felt like we had an extremely talented team. Guys that could compete with anyone in the country. And again, just credit Alabama. They had a great night. They executed well. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Tuf. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.